Hi, Shannon from Shannon Reviews here, and this channel has just recently turned 2. I never thought that I would be making YouTube videos for 2 years now, and I wanted to thank all of you for watching, all of you who have supported me over the last 2 years, all of those who have liked, commented, and subscribed to the channel. I thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. And I hope you guys stick around for more videos. So, I'm Shannon, this is Shannon Reviews, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye! Hello and welcome to Shannon Reviews, where I just review stuff, and happy October everyone! Pumpkin spiced everything, cold weather, and spooky decorations get you into the Halloween spirit. So for today's Halloween special, I am going to be taking a look at one of my favorite Halloween guilty pleasure movies. This is Dracula 2000. For anyone who hasn't seen this film, there are spoilers, so you have been warned. The film was produced by Dimension, the same company that produced the Spy Kids films. The film starts off with the ship Demeter sailing to England, only to not only get caught in a storm, but get caught by Dracula as well. In the sand, you see paw prints turn into human footprints. How did that happen? Well, I guess since it's Dracula, anything's possible. We end up in present-day England with, is that who I think it is? It is! It's the girlfriend from Master of Disguise. This is Selina, played by Jennifer Esposito. She works for Mr. Van Helsing, played by Christopher Plummer. Johnny Lee Miller, Mr. Elementary over here, plays Simon, Mr. Van Helsing's assistant. Van Helsing and Simon are chit-chatting, and at one point during the film, Bram Stoker's name drops. That's really cool, especially in a Dracula film. Simon lets Selina in on a plan for the weekend, but Selina tells him that she doesn't date men that she works with. When Simon asks her why, she said the rule was new. Probably because she's already dating someone else. So a security breach ensues, and for the year 2000, this is some pretty high-tech stuff. Audio, retinal, passcode encryption, definitely a cool scene to watch. We then see Van Helsing play music, take out a leech, and inject himself with blood. I'll get into this in a little bit. The baddies enter the labyrinth surrounded by skulls, and Selina sneaks in, getting surprised by her lover Marcus, played by Omar Epps. He's wondering where all the treasure is. Seeing as how there's skulls, crucifixes, Bibles, Selina tells Marcus, you don't build this kind of security without a gold mine to hide. Or maybe the body of a vampire you want to keep locked away. They get to a coffin, but like with Indiana Jones, you get the treasure, but the whole place is filled with booby traps. Bloody end for some of the folks. Marcus comments on the treasure being inside the coffin itself. Sure. After the massacre ensues, we see the coffin absorb the blood from the victims. Gee, I wonder why. We then cut to Mary, played by Justine Waddell, who is having a dream about Dracula. She's had them her whole life. I'll get to this in a bit too. She's awakened by her friend Lucy, and they're off to work. Van Helsing makes a pilgrimage to New Orleans to save his daughter, all the while blowing off Simon, who wants to know what's going on. We cut to the back of the airplane where the baddies are, and they are trying to get the coffin open. One poor guy cuts himself while trying to open it. Some smoke appears, which leads him to a way to open the coffin. His one big mistake was removing the cross that held Dracula in there. He's wearing a mask that is similar to the mask in the film The Man in the Iron Mask. So the poor guy gets bitten by Dracula, his buddy gets bitten as well, and then Dracula himself is finally revealed. Here is Dracula, finally, played by Gerard Butler. I guess being locked underground for a good amount of time helped him with another role in which he played someone who was locked underground.
Shannon, get out.
So Dracula hypnotizes Selina, gets Marcus, and like in the Demeter, everyone on the plane is screwed. Mary goes sees her friend David, who's a priest at their church. He comments that it's been a long time since her last confession. Mary says she isn't here to confess, but asks if her late mother said anything about her father before she died. Father David replies no. Van Helsing finally arrives at New Orleans and catches a news report by Valerie Sharp, played by Seven of Nine? Seven of Nine is in this film. I guess instead of a Borg, she's a vampire now.
We are the Borg. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
Shanna, get out.
Valerie, played by Jerry Ryan, reports in a swamp and says that the local town hall is used as a morgue. That's where he goes, followed closely by Simon. Van Helsing enters the town hall with a suitcase full of weapons. He gets there, some of the body bags are empty and the coffin itself is empty too. Simon arrives and helps Van Helsing fight off the vampires. Simon encounters Marcus, who is moving around in his body bag. Now, I have seen enough horror films over the years where I know that going towards a body bag with movement in it and attempting to open it is never a good idea. The only one left is Selena, but she gets captured by the cops and Simon and Van Helsing escape. So this is the part where I tie in Van Helsing injecting blood in his veins and Mary's dreams. Van Helsing explains to Simon that he is Abraham Van Helsing and has been injecting himself with Dracula's blood in order to find out what kills him. He said there is no way to kill Dracula, but only found out that Dracula hates all things Christian and hates silver. The reason why Dracula shows up in Mary's dreams is because Van Helsing passed down Dracula's blood to Mary. So Mary, I guess, is biologically related to Dracula as well? Dracula the vampire is there inside her mind.
Shanna, get out.
Selena is at the police station trying to seduce the detective. Dracula shows up, letting them know they've neglected to feed Selena, and Selena has a dinner date with the detective. In the meantime, Dracula goes to Virgin Music, I forgot that was a thing, to track down Mary. Instead, he is greeted by her friend Lucy, played by Colleen Ann Fitzpatrick, also known as Vitamin C. That Vitamin C. Lucy invites Dracula back to her and Mary's place where she offers him a cup of coffee, to which Dracula replies he doesn't drink coffee because he only drinks blood. Get it?
Shanna, get out.
Lucy and Dracula then have sex. Anti-gravity sex. Okay then. Simon runs into Mary and tells her that what she is afraid of is real. After running away from Simon, Simon has another encounter with Marcus. Never mess with an antiques dealer. Mary arrives home and finds the house in disarray. She gets a baseball bat, don't see how that will help with the vampires, and heads upstairs to Lucy's room. After trying to use her clear cord phone, the good old days. Mary looks underneath Lucy's bed to find her father's corpse. The three brides of Dracula tell her the truth that she is a part of Dracula. After Dracula chases Mary in wolf form, explains the Demeter incident in the beginning of the film, Simon meets up with Mary and they take refuge in a church. They do some research in the church library and Dracula, you guessed it, shows up. While Simon fights off Dracula, Mary makes a run for it in a mausoleum. After playing a game of hide and seek, Mary hides herself in one of the mausoleums and gets a cut and Dracula is able to find her. While up on the rooftop, Dracula and Mary start talking. Mary asks his true identity, and with a simple bite, we find out who he actually is.
What a twist!
Yep, the same Judas Iscariot who betrayed Jesus to the Romans, who then had him crucified. The same Judas who took a bribe of, you guessed it, silver coins. Explains a lot, actually. So we are back during Mardi Gras, and Mary is now a vampire. She double-crosses Dracula, and the final fight scene occurs. Simon and Selena go at it, and so do Mary and Dracula. How does one kill Dracula, you ask? Mary gets the bright idea of hanging Dracula with wire the way he hung himself with the rope as Judas. Dracula hangs alongside the building and sets Mary free, and then we see him burn to death just as the sun rises. Unlike some other vampires, the movie ends with Mary narrating about how she is concealing the remains of Dracula in the vault, forever containing it, with the help of Simon. She is her father's daughter, and nothing will ever change that. So that was Dracula 2000, and as I said, this is a guilty pleasure for me, so if you saw this film and didn't like it, I definitely understand why. So, I'm Shannon, this is Shannon Reviews, and I hope you guys have a happy and healthy Halloween. Bye!
Shanna, get out.